Yes! Welcome, everybody, to another Xonebros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox community, and it's BlizzCon Day 1, which means it's Xbox Con Day 1. How crazy is that?
That's funny.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it's so awesome. We have this other really cool conference now that happens every single year, which, by the way, I think next year we should go, guys. Thoughts?
They're expensive.
Yeah, they're really expensive.
It's like seeing someone in concert that's
huge,
really popular.
Someone huge in concert.
Yeah.
But sure, I'll go.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the first BlizzCon since the Activision Blizzard acquisition,
I think it costs like $300 for a ticket.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, we'll go to Disneyland. It's across the street.
By the way, that's the cost of a Series S.
I'm down. Totally down.
Okay.
Totally down. So this was day one of BlizzCon, everybody. The Blizzard conference that happens every single year.
Well, actually, it hasn't happened in 4 years.
Well, it
had in person in 4 years.
But it's the first time that it's happened since the Activision Blizzard acquisition, so it's now an Xbox conference, which is awesome. It's a Microsoft conference, and Phil Spencer himself took to the opening ceremonies today. He was on stage live at BlizzCon, and here is what he said. We're going to read a quote from him, and then a quote from Mike Ibarra, and then we'll jump into it. Phil Spencer says, quote, "We're going to empower our new colleagues in a culture of trust, inclusion, and collaboration to continue what they do best, redefining existing genres, creating new, never-before-seen experiences, and uniting players globally in new ways in Azeroth, in Sanctuary, in near-future Earth, and beyond." He then went on to just talk about how, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, etc. changed the landscape of gaming.
What's interesting is he specifically mentioned StarCraft.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
He said
no one else
StarCraft. He said StarCraft spawned the foundation of what esports would eventually become, and with StarCraft 2, it was a major catalyst for the evolution of games as live entertainment. He said World of Warcraft changed not only how people developed and supported games, but really it introduced a much wider audience to the concept of online communities. And then he continued, and Overwatch not only reimagined gameplay, but also the representation possible in class-based shooters. Blizzard's influence is everywhere. And then Mike Ibarra was on stage as well and said, part of what makes this such an exciting time for Blizzard is that we've never been more empowered, free, and dedicated to holding true to what makes Blizzard unique than we are today. This is the start of a new era. So much more is possible. Jordan, thoughts?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So,
wow. Oh, that's the kind of in-depth analysis you get when you tune in
I
here.
wish,
to the X1 Bros.
I really wish they would have said something like, World of Warcraft coming to console. I mean, it's just.
I think that will be coming soon.
Well, even if it's like 5 years out, just tell me you're trying to work on it,
Yeah.
Well, what actually was exciting is, because I know there was a lot of drama around the whole acquisition.
Yeah.
But when they announced Phil Spencer coming out, he got quite a big applause, which means people are happy that Xbox is a part of Blizzard. Well, I think overall is a good thing.
Because of what Mike Ibarra has said and is saying, that with Microsoft, we are now enabled to do what we do best. Phil Spencer has said that as well. Like, hey, we're going to let them focus on their game making, not on having to do microtransactions or anything. That's what a subscription-based service does for you as well. Mm-hmm. Spicy, any thoughts on the BlizzCon, the start of BlizzCon today?
I've always liked Mike Ibarra. He's been a friend of us for a while.
Yeah, he's the reason that we went to FanFest.
Yeah.
FanFest.
He's a really super cool guy. And there's a point where he actually got emotional on stage, talking about how proud he is of his team. And he's a really, I knew this, but when you see other streamers that probably haven't met him, and they only see things Blizzard has done in the past and stuff, which he, by the way, joined a lot later than a lot of the crap that was going on at Blizzard.
Yep.
But I knew he has been a good friend of mine and a good friend. I think he's just an outstanding guy. But you could see how cool of a guy he is. I'm glad that other people got to see just someone that's just a...
He's a fan of Blizzard. He really is. He plays their games.
Oh, yeah. He's
when he plays Warcraft at a pretty high level.
He is to Blizzard what Phil Spencer is to Xbox.
Yeah. I would actually even say, okay, this is going to be weird. if Keanu Reeves was a CEO
of Blizzard,
it would be him. He's extremely likable, and maybe I'm just biased because I know the guy.
Yeah.
But he is just a genuine person, and you got to see that in this presentation. I think Mike did an excellent job.
Yeah, he really did.
I'm really proud of the guy, and taking the reins when Blizzard went through.
Yeah, he got there like right when everything blew up.
I can only imagine how difficult of a job that was, and it's kind of fun. I mean, he calls out his friend. I got a friend backstage. Phil Spencer, come on out, it's just super cool that, I mean, they've worked together for years and years and years on the Xbox team. And I'm wondering if Mike Ibarra had something to do with the acquisition.
He was a secret plant. Yeah. It was really 4-dimensional chess, and he was sent there.
We joked about that because
we joked about it at the time.
To tank the company so Microsoft can come in and buy it.
Yeah. We joked about that.
Conspiracy theory.
Mike Ibarra went in and then got all the dirt on it to lower the value of Activision Blizzard. And then Xbox sweep in and steal, buy them, which that's not true by any means, but that's just.
But it could be.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
But no, David, to answer your question, I thought it was very well done. The opening ceremonies, it's really Blizzard is a mover and a shaker when it comes to gaming. They always have been. They pave the way. Every genre they touch, they change, and it's Phil Spencer's quotes that you said, what StarCraft did, what Warcraft did, what Overwatch did. All these games that they create shift the industry, and there is something else he said in the opening ceremonies that I don't know if you read or not, but Phil Spencer said, "We are here to nurture." That's our role. Basically,
I like that, nurture.
We're here to nurture, and we're basically unleashing developers to do what they want to do. That's one of the quotes that he said. I paraphrased it for sure, but.
Yeah, so let's.
I thought it was very well done.
That's awesome. Let's go to. Well, first of all, has anything stood out to you that you've seen so far today? It's only day one, but anything that's really stood out to you, Jordan?
Yeah, all the Warcraft stuff.
What?
And I was actually surprised. I was actually surprised that they're coming out with an expansion for Diablo so quick.
Yeah,
next year, end of next year.
Cool. Expansion, not a season.
Oh yeah, expansion. What was it called? Soul of Hatred.
Yeah.
Vessel of Hatred.
Which they said it's going to continue the story of Mephisto.
Which, if you know how it ends, things make sense.
Which is really, it's awesome. Like they gave us a lot more information than we generally get in the last couple of years.
There was at the end of we'll see what the class is, but they said in the new Diablo expansion, they are introducing a new class that we've never seen in Diablo, which I think is cool.
You know what class I think it's going to be?
But I was really hoping for Crusader, Paladin, something like that.
I don't know the lore as much as you do.
Because I thought it was going to be Witch Doctor when I saw and then they said brand new, never seen.
Then I don't know.
Oh, you were going to say Witch Doctor?
No, I don't know what.
Because if you see the setting, it's like, oh yeah, because you're thinking Witch Doctor, perfect. And then they were like brand new, never seen. You're like, oh okay.
So let me ask you this. First of all, I want to shout out Cooper. Thank you for the super chat. Jordan's Drivatar hanging out in my F1 lounge in F123.
Yeah, nice.
He dropped a super chat member for 36 months. Huge shout out to Cooper. Thank you very much. What was I going to say?
That's a great question.
Cooper threw me off.
Cut us off, and then
Cooper threw me off. Well, let me ask you this. What do you think? I don't know.
Well, here, let me tell you the most exciting announcement for me.
Yeah, there you go.
So, of course, I really like that Chris Metzen was back. I thought that was really cool. He did a good job.
a terrifying respect for him. I've never met him. I've only
Can I see
seen
when
him.
he comes on stage? He's just like a crazy.
In this one, no,
he's intense.
He's very much normalized. Like he's seasoned,
Okay.
But why I say that is, in all the other BlizzCons that I've watched, he gets into it. And it is.
That's why I like him.
It's terrifying. Yeah. But he knows how to move the crowd.
He said something today which a lot of people applauded. Because he talked about, so Warcraft is they announced their next 3 expansions, which is pretty cool. But he said, and I'm curious, because I've, like some other people, I mean, I wouldn't mind if Warcraft did like a world-ending event reset, you know, and maybe that's what they're working towards right now, because there's so much going on with Warcraft right now that it does feel... It feels too much. It feels hard to get into. It feels
as someone who's not
bloated.
Into
it feels.
I can attest. That
yeah, I mean, it feels like a lot, and I think there's a lot of changes we can make, and I wouldn't mind a reset of Azeroth.
I mean,
right?
in fairness, though,
and I think that's why Classic was so popular.
Yeah, in fairness, Classic I could get into, no problem.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed Classic very much.
So what he said whether you're paraphrasing, obviously, he said, you know, whether you're a longtime player, and then he kind of said, which all of you here are. And then, you know, a new player.
Those two are.
He says someone that has, you know, taken a couple expansions off or whatever. He said it's time to come home. Which makes me think, like, I feel like they got something.
Yes.
You know? Like that's and then even the producer Holly, I forget her last name, but she says it's time to come home, right?
Oh.
So but that's really exciting.
So what are you thinking there? Back to basics? Back to what are you thinking?
Well, they've given us 3 expansions. We know what they are. The first one
we know
is in the like
Evil
underground,
Within,
subterranean,
going down into Azeroth.
The second one is going into the invasion world that the orcs came from.
Oh, okay.
No. It's going into Quel'Thalas, which is up north in the Eastern Kingdoms.
And then the
Sunwell. It has to do with the Sunwell.
The third one, right? Is
the third one. I forget where they said they were going, but I think it was somewhere in Azeroth.
Oh, I thought where am I getting the?
I have no idea.
The movie, the World of Warcraft.
It was
movie,
it was the mirror. It's the second expansion. I swear. He
One's
said
called Midnight.
Midnight. Yeah, I swear that's he's taking us to the.
No, that's the one that I believe takes place in
We can look it up.
Quel'Thalas.
Spicy, look it up.
Yeah, I'll look it
Yeah.
up.
And then I forget where he said the third one, but both the second two were back in Azeroth. Well, I guess they're all technically back in Azeroth, but they're
So
back.
what do you think coming home is referring to?
I don't know. I mean, I think like, for example, Dragonflight, I don't think it's in a bad spot right now. I think Dragonflight's in a good spot. I think Dragonflight did a lot of good things for existing players. But I just think there's still a lot of things I would like to see addressed when it comes to the way Mythic works, the way raids work, different stuff like that, gearing, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't really have too big of an issue with gearing, but you know, but what really excited me. So while Mark is looking all this up, what really excited me is Classic Warcraft Season of Discovery. So I was telling David this week they need to announce like a Classic Plus. Everybody, and even in the crowd, they yelled Classic Plus. And basically, what that is it's become a term online. They want Classic World of Warcraft, like how it is, but they want, like, what if there was new features to it or new zones or all the cut content that wasn't there, bring it in.
Continue to build on top of
Classic WoW without getting to where modern WoW is, right?
Interesting.
So I thought that was super cool because they announced Classic WoW Season of Discovery, which basically is it. So what they're letting you do is they talked about mages being healers, warlocks being tanks, all this different stuff with classes, but they said what they're going to do, and this is November 30th, so this isn't too far away. This is really exciting. They're going to let you level the first 25 levels in this Season of Discovery. And then there's going to be a new end game raid, a 10-man raid at the end that's never been seen, and then, you know, a little bit after that, they're going to put in another 25 levels, and I assume they're going to continuously build off of that. This is exciting because, I mean, it's new. It's set in classic universe, but there's going to be a lot of new interesting things that they're going to try out. What I think is actually a smart move, and some people may disagree because of bugs and stuff like that. They're not letting anybody test it or play it, other than I think there's a little demo at BlizzCon that you can try. And the reason they're doing that is because they want everybody to be surprised at the same time, which I think is a great way to do it, especially when it comes to an MMO.
So do you think at this point it's inevitable that we get Xbox on or WoW on Xbox?
I think we should. I mean, the only argument people have is you can't use add-ons, and I think add-ons should be taken out of the game anyway, which is, I know, probably an unpopular opinion, but if you can't sufficiently play your game with the base UI, then your base UI has an issue.
Is there any significant...
And that's another issue going into modern WoW. Why I think raids are designed around add-ons, which I think leads to more unfun gameplay rather than fun game. Don't get me wrong. There's still some really good raid bosses that are out there, but you can tell they're designed around add-ons. They have to be.
Yeah.
And I think
So
that
do you
takes
think them
away a lot.
actually coming, let's say, because if you come to Xbox, cross-platform play obviously needs to be a thing. Jordan dropped his headphones.
Yeah. I'll pick them up later. They're somewhere. They fell in my pocket.
You can find them now.
No, it's cool. I'll get them after you're done asking me.
Oh, okay. So obviously, if World of Warcraft comes to Xbox, it's going to need to be cross-platform. You're going to
100%, yeah.
play, no question there. So could the limitations of console with respect to, having to be efficient, having to be add-ons aren't possible? Could that limitation actually help World of Warcraft?
I mean, it depends on how
It'll
they
help
do
it
it.
wipe.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll be an argument to just kill the game in some sort of cataclysm and have a fresh
And start over.
Yeah, that's a good argument to be said to say, yo, brosifs, we can't continue this. We got to kill the game and then reignite.
Well, and look, I know there's people that disagree with me. And look, I use add-ons. Of course I do. You kind of have to, depending on what you're playing. Mark played Mage, and there was no way he could play at a higher level without add-ons. And I believe that is the problem.
And quitting my job.
Yeah,
And quitting your job.
and I
It
believe
requires both those to be good at.
and I believe that is the problem or part of a problem. And I think,
So-
look, the add-ons, there's a lot of add-ons that are very good for the game. And I think Blizzard needs to take those add-ons and implement them into the game.
And then just
And
then
you
say no to
cannot give
everything
me the
else.
excuse like, well, we can't do it. It's a technological issue. No, it's not, because it's an add-on. It's literally in the game, So, anyway,
So are there any unique features that could come to World of Warcraft because of Xbox?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, obviously, controller support would be one that would be unique.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is this conversation drummed up, like 6 months ago, because when Blizzard added stuff into Dragonflight, they added accessibility issues that had like the A button, the B button, stuff like that. And people asked them and they said, hey, we're first and foremost a PC game. And we just did that for accessibility issues.
Yeah.
Now, there has to be someone in their office thinking, hey guys, what if we do put this on console? And I'm not talking just Xbox, so Xbox and PlayStation, and I probably you probably run it on the Switch too. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you can run Warcraft on a pretty low end computer,
on a potato, as they say.
Yeah. So no, there's got to be some. They have to be talking about it. Why wouldn't you? Because in my eyes, it would do nothing but benefit the game. What is a negative to having it on console?
What about
You have to get rid of the add-ons.
Well, let's say they do
That's
it.
a negative. That's a positive for some people.
Yeah,
a
negative for others.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say you did this, right? Let's say you put it on the console, no add-ons. You just have a controller UI that you did, kind of like what they did for Diablo 3 when they moved it to console. Now, what if you did that? I still think that's...
Then everyone would not pick up for your raid
Well,
group
I think,
a
yeah,
console
see, and
player
that's the
because
issue. I think
they don't have the boss mechanic.
Yeah, because
add-on.
they don't have deadly boss mods. They don't have, and I guess that, so you couldn't play at a high level, which again, that's what I think is a part of the problem. And I think, in 2004, it probably wasn't an issue, but I think now it's definitely an issue, and Blizzard has let it get out of control. I mean, there's to the point where it's going to be harder to get rid of them than it is to,
console? Do you think the console audience skews younger then? I bet you it does, right? I don't know what the demographics are there. So bringing it to console would be a way of introducing it to younger players, to newer players, a new audience.
Oh yeah, you can. I mean, you could say, hey, the number one MMO in the world is now on console.
Yeah.
Come try it out. And then this is where it gets really exciting. Throw it into Game Pass somehow. Maybe you get, if you're subscribed. Like I said, I don't know if they'll do this. They probably won't. But if there's some enticement to play Warcraft with Game Pass, however they do that, that brings a lot more people into the game.
Yeah.
And let's just say it.
So
the more people that play an MMO,
the more MMO it is.
yeah, no, the better it is, right? I mean,
so Yoshi P, last week we talked about Final Fantasy online, and Yoshi P wanting to do cross collaboration with like a Diablo in Final Fantasy. Mm-hmm. What about World of Warcraft? Anything you'd like to see cross collaboration there with current Xbox titles, Mr. McSpicy? Do you think that would be good, bad? Neither.
Sorry, I was responding to a troll on YouTube. What was that?
Oh,
not in our group, but comment on one of your videos.
Oh, on mine?
yeah. Okay, sorry. What were you saying? What was the question?
We should.
I don't know why I decided to just respond right then.
We should go through. I have fun responding to. It's like very therapeutic. So my real life job, I have to hold back. On my own channel, I don't. It's great.
What was the question? Sorry.
Just that. So last week, Yoshi P talked about wanting to do like a cross collaboration with Diablo, and was like very explicit about it, and it seems like it's something that he would be down for. World of Warcraft now being owned by Xbox. If it comes to Xbox, not being owned by Xbox, but being owned by Microsoft. But if it comes to Xbox, when it comes to Xbox, any cross collaboration between, I don't know, Master Chief, Gears of War, Hellblade, any cross collaboration there, you think, from other titles?
At this point, you could make a Smash with how many IPs Xbox is.
Maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to finally dethrone Smash Bros.
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, that's like its own. It's like its
own genre.
Yeah, that game is so good. No, at this point, we're getting into the Nintendo IP, Japanese IP status, where you have access to a lot of IPs.
Yeah.
So if it's a standalone and it's not interfering in any canonical game lore, then yeah, you could. Of course, you can. Well, I mean, okay, they've already done this in Heroes of the Storm. It's a Blizzard game where they bring in all these worlds to the Nexus. They call it the Nexus in the game, and you have World of Warcraft characters. You have Overwatch characters. You have the Lost Vikings in there.
Yeah.
You have all of Blizzard's IP in one Nexus where it's like the lore of the game is they're pulled in to do battle in this multi-universe world, and that's how that's the lore of the game. They're in the Nexus where they all can exist. I mean, you can do that with anything if that's the lore you put into it. It's like HeroClix.
Yeah, HeroClix had everything.
So, yes, you can, but there is something to be said about keeping the integrity of the canon and lore of the games. So when Yoshi P says, "Yeah, I want to bring Cloud into Diablo," well, that's cool, but I think you create a space for all those IPs to go.
Yeah.
And that would be fun. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That would be great. I mean, I really like Heroes of the Storm. It's too bad there's only 3 people developing it now.
Maybe that changes now.
Yeah, maybe that's where they go. I think that's a really fun game to play. Maybe I'm the only one, or me and Jordan are the only one.
Yeah, Jordan, we've talked about this before, but World of Warcraft subscription and Game Pass. Do we see any merging there? Do we see any change to the subscription model?
I mean, that would... I don't know, right? I think it's one of those things. What's more valuable to Microsoft, having 2 subscriptions or merging those into one subscription and then reaping the benefits of people kind of crossing back and forth between
to Game Pass?
Like people that only play Warcraft will play Game Pass. People that only played Game Pass will play Warcraft. You know what I mean? What's more valuable?
You call it the same thing, but then give a different title at the end, like Enterprise or Home Edition,
like Windows.
Now you know what
or Ultimate.
You know what they could do. You know what
that's
they could.
That's very Microsoft.
You know what they could do? Keep the subscription on World of Warcraft. All game expansions are a part of Game Pass, so you don't have to spend the $40 every expansion. Oh, that would be big. That would be cool. And then I still think you'd get a lot of people subscribed. Well, I don't know. Would you? I guess maybe that's not worth it because you're technically spending more in a year for this anyway.
Yeah.
But so I think it'd be more the subscription. But anyway, yeah, I think that would be a internet breaking announcement if they said WoW subscription is now a part of Game Pass Ultimate. Like that would be a
huge.
And you'd have
that
to
would move.
You would have
millions of people to. That would.
You would have to put it on Ultimate, I think, which is the highest tier one.
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't even put it on the other ones.
No,
you put it on. Say, hey,
it has to be Ultimate.
Hey, Game Pass
Ultimate's
Ultimate.
the only one that you get PC.
Yeah,
so.
Game Pass Ultimate. World of Warcraft subscription is now included. Like that, I think that would be internet breaking announcement.
All right, so we talked World of Warcraft. Spicy, give me Overwatch. Overwatch is in a good place. Like their announcements, don't like their announcements. What has come out of Overwatch? This guy looks really friendly, by the way.
Yeah, he's the lead on Overwatch.
Art director.
Yeah, no, is he the art director?
Yeah, that guy is. Aaron Keller's the lead. He's the art director. Yeah, okay. He's the lead art director.
Yeah. You're right. New character, new maps. New character is Samoan. He's Mauga. He's a tank. He's got guns that are bigger than Tracer.
Yeah, his guns looked cool.
They're bigger than Tracer. They literally had a slide of how big their guns are. So he's got 2 Tracers on his arms. So it's like a chainsaw on his left and a chainsaw on his right hand. He's kind of a really interesting tank to think about how he's going to change the dynamic. He's very synergetic with other teammates because he has an ability where he presses it and any damage anyone around you does while it's active, it's like a 10-second cooldown, they gain health and he gains health. So he has like a juggernaut charge where he can't be stopped, and he dives in and then he can shoot both guns at the same time. Each gun does something different. The gun on the left turns people on fire. The gun on the right does automatic critical damage to characters on fire. So you want to catch them on fire and then shoot this one to do crit damage. It's really interesting. It's kind of a fun like mini game that they added into the gameplay.
Yeah, that's cool.
He is, and other characters in the game can catch people on fire. The Bob, do something girl.
Ash.
Ash, thank you. She has an ability that can catch people on fire, which his gun can then do automatic crits. When he crits, by the way, he gains an overshield up to 150 damage. It's really cool. It's a really cool concept. I really like the personality of the character too. Mm-hmm. He's basically, you said it. He's basically
Maui.
The Rock.
Yeah, he's Maui.
He's Maui, and he's super interesting. He's huge. He's got 2 hearts, from what I understand, that are on his breasticles, his big old chest, because he's a big monster of a man. Really cool tank. He's one of the few tanks. I don't know if there's another tank that has hit scan. They originally built him to counter kind of flying characters as a tank. Not counter's the wrong word for Overwatch, but to be able to actually do something against flying characters like Pharah and Echo. I think he's a super cool character. He has his ultimate is like Asmodan in Heroes of the Storm, where he chains people down.
And then doesn't he get like unlimited ammo during
It's unlimited ammo. Everyone in like a 15-yard radius gets chained down.
And do they get pulled? Or just
they don't
chained?
Get pulled. They just can't go anywhere. And it's basically, I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me. Really, really interesting character. I'm excited to see how that will change the game. I'm not a tank player. I've always disliked playing as tank. So I don't know if I'm going to play this character very much. The reason I don't play tank is because there's far too much pressure on a tank, because the tank dictates literally the entire pacing of the match, and I can't handle that kind of pressure. I'm there to enjoy myself. But yeah, they're also teasing a new game mode, Clash. Yeah.
What is Clash?
It's a 5-point system, like a tug of war gameplay. I don't know. I think remember in Battlefield 1, is it like that tug of war gameplay, Jordan?
Yeah. So there's 5 points, and the middle one is the starting point, and then when you take it, you move further into their territory. So you're on the offense, they're on the defense, and then if they take it back, they can push you back to your territory, so on and so forth. Basically, if you take all 5, you win, or if you hit a point value.
I would assume the point value is gonna.
I assume there's gonna be a point, like each point is worth 1 point.
Yeah,
and then so.
That's interesting how that's going to work, because at a certain point with a point game
it basically
like
what it sounds like push, but without the robot.
Yeah. My only concern with this is in the robot, you always still have a chance to win. At a certain point, I feel like there's going to be like, let's just quit. What's the point?
They're up 3 points. We're at 0, but yeah.
With the robot, it's, you can always have a chance to win. So I I don't know how it's going to play out. We got new maps. Hanamura has a facelift.
It's like a revamp of the map.
And I'm really excited about that. I really like that map. I know a lot of people didn't like it because of the capture. The second capture point was really close to the spawn. But I actually really like that map. I don't know. I liked it. But Overwatch, your original question is Overwatch in a good state? I'm enjoying it. I'm a support player. That'll give people that play that game right now context. Even though supports just got nerfed pretty hard this last week, we've been in a good place. Like, we are overpowered.
Nice.
And it's really fun to play as an overpowered group of individuals. So, I like it. The nerfs hit Zen pretty hard. They hit a lot of characters pretty hard in the support category. So it's now in a kind of a state of flux right now. I know we have the World Cup going on, which is always exciting to watch Overwatch World Cup go on.
They're doing a thing with One Punch Man?
Yeah.
Oh, they did that. They did that like 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
That was just showcasing that. Look at do different things with IPs because they just did a. You would like this.
Yeah, it's a K-pop.
They did.
Seraphim. I saw the thing on there. Yeah.
And they released. I mean.
I feel like there's a hot take coming here.
Well, it's probably a hot take. It's probably a hot take. I understand, and David, you could give me a lot more insight into getting collaboration with other IPs. That's probably really important for continued growth.
Yeah, that's the number one. You're trying to tap into an audience.
It's like Michael Jackson having Van Halen play a part in his music.
Yeah, you're merging audiences.
Yeah. And I get that. They put a lot into this collaboration. They did a
K-pop.
Isn't there a music video?
The music video is at the cinematic quality of their digital shorts.
Wow.
It's really good.
Other than that, though, not really worth it.
Well,
okay. Because I feel like you're not.
I feel like there's a but.
I feel like there's a big, but it sucks.
No.
Okay.
I love the cinematics that Blizzard releases.
Oh yeah, they're world class for sure.
The cinematics for a lot of Overwatch stuff the last 4 years maybe, have been the Hearthstone style, where it's like it's a parallax image, where it's a character, an artistic character that slowly moves left and right. You've seen it in a lot of games. It's a style, and then the background is wavy, and then they zoom in with the camera. It's basically like...
Didn't they do the shorts for like the new heroes and stuff?
Crappy anime. Mauga didn't get one.
Well, not yet, I guess. Yeah, didn't Kiriko get one?
She did get one. Yes, but see, this is what I'm getting at. They put in that level for a music video, but Mauga, a really cool character, usually, historically, they've released something in the past. I know, that when a character was released, it was super cool to see. You get to see their backstory, their abilities, all that stuff. Do you get what I'm saying now? Where I'm getting at?
Yeah.
They put a lot of effort into that collaboration, which is great. However, Mauga, besides his, manga, comic book stuff, didn't get a lot. I mean, he got just your standard.
Hey, I'm here.
Shooting the cinematic release was just kind of, it was gameplay.
Yeah.
But it was like catered gameplay to tell a story or something.
So overall, though,
that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I wish that the collaboration was also reciprocated.
So that's a targeted collaboration, clearly going for Korea for sure.
It is.
Well, another cool thing about Overwatch is they announced that beginning of next year or towards the beginning of next year, they're getting a whole new revamped competitive structure and rewards. Which will be I'm very excited and curious for that.
It's interesting. Yeah, they're talking about they want to. I feel like they want to theme the seasons a little bit more than they are.
Yeah, they did talk about theming seasons, but they did talk. It was a whole revamp of the.
They said revamp.
Yeah,
I'm guessing, knowing Blizzard, it's going to be season related, and it's going to be for making more transactions. That's my guess.
For the competitive revamp? Yeah.
That's how I think.
Well, they did say there would be more rewards, too, so I wonder if they're going to give you more than just the currency to buy golden weapons.
Yeah, who needs more sprays?
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I hope not.
The cosplay at BlizzCon is probably crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's...
Dang,
Yeah.
they created an entire culture so big that they could fill that stadium. How cool is that?
With just a handful of games.
Just 5
Well,
games.
And the first BlizzCon was literally just Warcraft. And then they announced their expansion, Burning Crusade.
it was Diablo.
That's insane.
Yeah.
See, though,
Diablo came before Warcraft.
See, though,
No, I
here's
know,
the-
but their
Oh, I
first
guess-
BlizzCon.
See, here's the thing, though. Look at
was
they're
World
they're
of
flashing
Warcraft.
through all these fans and all these fans at BlizzCon.
They showed a fan with a controller, by the way, playing Diablo.
Average age it's got to be higher. Console will open them up to a younger audience for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just going to open them up to a bigger audience because there's a lot of console players that would love to play. I think they would very much enjoy World of Warcraft if it was possible to play it on a console. I Jordan, I really don't think it's possible with add-ons.
Well, actually, here I'm gonna
Add-ons required.
I'm gonna tell you guys a story that
no.
Rod Ferguson told on stage,
no.
and after hearing this, nothing's impossible. They had they had a bunch of people like basically what we're watching right now. Like they're going through all the tags of all the clips of people playing.
And but
Rod Ferguson talked about.
But even here,
one
like-
of these clips. Hold on.
Okay.
One of these clips was a real blind person defeating Uber Lilith.
really?
Yeah. So don't tell me
cool.
World of Warcraft can't come on the console.
I actually,
Wow, that's
when
cool.
he
Yeah,
announced that,
that was actually. I was like, wow, that is cool.
I need to find out how that's possible.
Yeah, I would love to see.
It's got to be something to do with sound.
the
right? Like,
input.
so-
What's your
it's-
input? That's cool though. That's cool. That
And
should
then
be a
obviously-
documentary.
Yeah, that is cool. But if that is possible, World of Warcraft on console is
I
possible.
would like to see that barbarian crush that dog's skull. That would have been great.
Wow, David.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? They
dark
at that
place.
point they just announced it's like the last point of that cinematic is you can pet all the dogs, and you come out. I wish
The only thing,
I mean, everything else we're seeing everyone else get blown
the only
up.
thing about Diablo,
Which, by the way, just so you know, David has dogs. He loves dogs.
I love dogs. Yeah.
the only thing about Diablo that I'm gonna say, and this may be a hot take, but they made the comment that the next expansion will continue the darkest story that Diablo has ever told. No, Diablo 2 is far darker than Diablo 4.
Suppose you agree with them?
Well, I mean, I think the presentation could be darker, but the story itself, Lilith.
Diablo 2 ends with Marius getting tricked and then getting his face sucked by tentacles and then the whole prison lighting on fire.
It is pretty badass. But Diablo 4 starts with Lilith in a cathedral having everyone drink and kill and do
The preacher.
blood all over the. Her thing is like blood.
Yeah, but like,
It was true.
remember that, like, it's just, I think it's, I don't know. I feel like Diablo 2 was a darker
Gritty?
game. Yeah,
Gritty?
maybe gritty. I think it was a darker game.
I mean, there's an argument to be had. I would agree with you, but I think there is an argument that Lilith is pretty dark.
Even just following the Wanderer and how he dissolves and becomes, it's
Well, the whole concept.
there is zero happiness in that game.
It's true. It's absolutely true. This is one of the reasons I love Diablo so much. The concept of the Diablo 1 hero, the one that goes under Tristram, the town, and defeats Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
That is the hero that in Diablo 2 becomes the Wanderer that you are chasing in the game. You're following him, and what had happened. So, spoiler, if you haven't played Diablo 1 or Diablo 2 in the next 30 seconds.
Or 4, because I want to say something too. So just Diablo spoiler across the board.
Spoilers. I mean, the game came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's your own fault.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's your fault.
That Diablo put a spawn into the hero that you played as, and now you're chasing in the next game, and then he comes out of that character.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That is phenomenal story.
But
That's
what
a
I'm saying.
phenomenal story.
That's what I'm saying. So going to Diablo 4, still spoilers. She didn't even stab the crystal in her head at the end. You know?
If you're not willing to stab a crystal in your head,
you got to stab it in your
how
head.
dedicated to this cause are you really?
Yeah, you just hold it.
I will.
Although
also
I
say,
do like in Diablo 4 the parallels of the end of Diablo 4 and the end of because it's kind of the same thing. Like I
Notice
think
what's
she's going to
not
be
being
great.
discussed in this at all. Diablo 3.
Well,
I don't think Diablo 3 was bad.
Here's
I just
the thing.
it's not. I don't know.
I think they've actually done a good job at showcasing that world has no good guys. Like there are really no good. I actually think I side with Lilith. I honestly do.
Well, I do think because I think they should have done a little. I mean, I kind of do too. I think they should have done a little bit more with Anarius.
Yeah, well, he's
Because
Homelander.
If you
He sits there and stares at himself of a painting of himself.
The whole idea of like Anarius and Lilith being in love and then like Anarius left on vacation, like he went to the store to get cigarettes and he came back and Lilith, he was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And he banished it, right? I wish they would have like if you don't know the lore, like dive deep into the lore, like watch YouTube videos, read about it, all this stuff, you're not gonna know that.
Yeah.
Other than like, oh, they were in love at one point. I wonder why they broke up. I wish they would have done a few extra missions with Anarius just to get like, because he promised, the reason he banished Lilith, from my understanding, okay, all right, just throwing this out there before someone gets mad at me. From my understanding, the reason he banished Lilith is because he promised he would never hurt her or never kill her. So, I mean, he was in prison in hell for a long time, and that I guess that changes your mind. But I wonder, I wish I would have seen more like his perspective, like, okay, why is he now all of a sudden, after promising never to kill her, going to kill her? Yeah. Yes, you could say, oh, he thinks it's his way back into heaven, but he hated heaven. Well, he didn't hate heaven, but they got away from hell and heaven because they were tired of the war.
What it comes down to is dealing with toxic relationships. Okay?
Yeah.
His relationship with heaven is not healthy. It's not. It's not a healthy. They spurned him. They probably gaslit him. They did all sorts of
constantly
stuff.
seeks their approval.
He wants their approval, and because he went and made sweet immortal love.
Yeah, how much of a
That's what he did. He made
how much of
immortal love.
How much of a stud do you have to be to birth a planet?
To it's Romeo and Juliet in a sense. You know?
Yeah, it is.
He went and made passionate love, and a planet popped out.
Yeah.
To the person that you're not supposed to do that to, and now mommy and daddy are pissed. And that's what he wants. On both sides. And now he wants approval. And he's like, well, I promised I wouldn't, bash my ex-girlfriend, but I kind of might because I want to live at the house again. He wants his room back.
Yeah.
That's it.
I just wish they would have went just a little bit more, just a couple missions with him. Like,
I bet he's got a really nice view in heaven that he used to have, and he doesn't have it anymore. From his window. Yeah. He probably had a Nintendo 64 in there. A lot of pictures on the wall. I don't know.
So have you guys jumped into season 3 at all?
2.
Are we on 2? No, we're on 3.
No, we're on 2.
Yeah.
Season
Is
of
it
Blood.
still 2? Oh, season 2. Yeah. Yeah, I hear season 2 is at a good spot.
I figure I'd come back season 3 or 4 when they really dial it in.
When it's really...
Yeah.
They also said that they're going to take some of the malignant abilities and put them into like 6 rings or something for my character, Necromancer.
Oh, did you see they announced the Necromancer, like now his minions actually like just get up or something like that?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I forget, but they're like, oh yeah, now your minions just are there. And you're like, oh, okay, well, okay, thanks.
Well, there's a new game too that I've been playing that Jordan introduced me to that dropped earlier this
played
week.
It all day yesterday.
Warcraft Rumble.
I was a little bit confused when they announced it today because they were like,
it's available now.
And I was like, I was playing it yesterday. Like it actually, to be honest, it kind of deflated the announcement for me. I was like, well, wait a minute.
It's really good. I am hooked, and it's what Blizzard does a really good job of separating my money from my wallet.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
It's Hearthstone.
I don't know if I would praise that, David.
It's hero.
Sounds like you're saying that as a positive.
It's hero clicks.
No, they're just good at it.
It's hero. It's hero clicks Hearthstone.
Yeah, it's really
It's
interesting.
their answer,
like,
I think, to teamfight tactics.
No, it's just like Clash. But
so it's
Warcraft Clash.
No. It's tower defense.
Tower defense
with
Dota.
hero clicks.
Dota.
With
You got to kill the
abilities, kind of like Dota, and you're going back and forth,
It's
and there's
really
counters. It's almost
It's fun because it's simple and yet complicated.
okay.
at the
So
same time.
you know how in Advanced Wars the goal is to capture the enemy's main base.
Yeah.
So imagine that, because Advanced Wars has a really good 3 counter system. Imagine that, but it's not turn based. Everything's moving.
Everything's moving.
It's actually,
and you're sending them down
Does
two
that make
lanes,
sense?
and you're
Makes
sending them
total
down.
sense.
You're sending them down different lanes. Pull it up.
it's
Very
actually
good. What I really like is
it's-
the Trinity.
people are gonna get mad that I like a phone game.
Flight
But I like a phone game.
Flight kills sword. Sword kills archer. Archer kills flight. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and then you have special heroes that can spawn anywhere on the map. You have special heroes that can support other heroes. Like it's
My only
minis
complaint,
is what they're
my
called.
only complaint at this point. First of all, it's going to come to Xbox. Very excited.
Northrend. That's where we're going.
North.
By the way, in the 3rd expansion, we're going back to Northrend.
There you go.
Who doesn't like Northrend? That's where we're going. Thank you for reminding me.
It's very good. It's very good. My complaint though is like right here. See on the character screen, I want to be able to see all their stats, and I can't. I'm just picking my characters, and there may be a way to.
I'd
see
also
it.
like
I
to
just don't know.
be able to battle your friends.
Is PvP not available?
No,
yet?
you can do PvP, but from what I can say, and I don't know, I've only been playing
Not
it a
until
day.
level 8.
Yeah. I'm way past that.
Oh,
But what I'm saying is, and I've only been playing a day, you can't like in Hearthstone, I can click challenge mark. And
yeah,
we
that'll
play.
come though. Like think of how long that took to come for Marvel Snap. Took a minute.
Yeah, okay. This may be me getting
And
older.
Marvel
And
Snap had to change the rules
this may
Snap had to change the.
for that to happen.
this may be me getting older and being less patient. But why is that not here now?
It's cool because as I was doing this, I was thinking to myself, I'm going to crush Jordan.
I got a really good army.
You got a really good meta.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. So you basically have a card deck like Hearthstone.
Well, they're
But they're live
mini.
characters.
They're hero clicks.
You develop your little troop, and that's who spawns into the game with you. And
I almost have
well done.
all of
Well done.
them unlocked.
Well
I
done.
need 2 more to have all figures unlocked. All
Unlocked?
minis unlocked. Yeah.
You're cool, man.
Don't you have to buy them?
No, with gold,
Yeah.
and then you buy the gold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. St. Jordan.
So it's like buying something with extra steps.
I'll be honest. I spent $40 on it.
Yeah, see? Yeah. I'm literally like, is it
I'm
like,
like,
you
yeah,
unlocked those? Like, wait a minute.
My limit will be $40. I'll give it a little try. Right.
I too will be purchasing this because it's the game that I need in my life.
Is it
while
pay to
laying
win?
In bed.
Probably. I mean, you got to spend a lot of money.
It's a mobile game. Of course it is.
Yeah, the last game that did
But
this
it's
to
fun.
me. The last game that did this to me was Mobile Snap, and at first I really enjoyed Marvel Snap. Sorry, with their ladder system and not having to purchase cards, and then I got to a point like just let me purchase cards.
I didn't really look into their ranking system on how it works, but I would appreciate if they on these pay to win games, if they just ranked you in your tax bracket. You know what I mean? Like for example. If you make $50,000 a year, you're playing other people that are making $50,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
I feel like that's a little bit more. Okay.
I should just rank you with how much you spent in the game.
Well, I think that's how they do it. Actually, probably.
No,
yeah.
I don't think so. Nope. The reason
they can't do that because they wouldn't encourage you to buy.
Conspiracy hot take.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because it happened in Diablo Immortal, so I know
I'm in
exactly. That's
Hearthstone.
not. Yeah, it's not.
I'm in Hearthstone. I just spent $50 on packs to get a specific deck that I want because the opposing deck, all of them are playing. Everyone I go up against is deck
Playing that deck.
X.
Yeah.
Deck X. That is really good. It's a rush
the
deck.
current meta deck. Right?
Yeah, we'll say that. So I spend $50 to counter that with 3 cards that I need, and I got them. Okay, I got them. Now I don't see that opposing deck ever again.
No.
Now it's the deck that counters my deck, and so I go, oh shoot, I need to buy more money. See, conspiracy theory hot take, David.
Do you remember?
It's done on purpose.
It is done on purpose. Yeah.
Do you remember Diablo Immortal? The guy spent so much money he couldn't rank it. He couldn't play against anybody in PvP because he was so much better than them. And then, to be honest, it's fair enough for him. He complained to Blizzard because he couldn't play the game because he spent so much money.
Dude, if
I remember they were calling him a beached whale.
Oh, that's funny. If I had that kind of money, that would be really fun to do.
How do you get that kind of money?
Well, okay,
Work?
this is you work so you can't play the games.
Yeah,
because that's
And
where
then-
I'm at right now.
And then when you get to that point, you could do this.
That's like 20
Yeah,
years
imagine,
away from me, Jordan.
imagine like for your ranking system, you just have to put in your W-2, and then like,
your tax ID,
and then it like sets you in a tax bracket.
hilarious.
No, hey, did you see?
Basically, Mark,
Did
Mark,
you see now that you spent $50? Did you see the catch-up packs that they're coming out with Hearthstone?
That was a hypothetical.
Oh no, oh yeah, but
But
did you
it's
see the
happened many
catch-up
times.
packs?
I did see that.
Yeah, that's
Hearthstone-
actually really cool.
Hearthstone is releasing catch-up pack. David, you would like this.
Yeah,
So okay, what's
Hearthstone
the
is
catch-up packs?
is
enables
doing-
me to get back in the game quickly.
basically.
You get
Does it
you
come with,
buy
like-
a card pack. It's called a catch-up pack, and you get up to 50 cards that are all from the last 2 years to catch you up on decks.
Now, conveniently, they didn't tell us how much it would cost.
But
So,
but it's built to get the cards that you do not have. To the whole purpose of it is to
Get lapsed players
get
back into
people
the game.
back into the game. Because you've mentioned it many times. The reason you don't get into Hearthstone is because you're so far behind with the cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, now they thought a way to get more money from you and get you to play.
That's genius. Yeah, but so you still have to learn the cards is the hard part.
well, you read them.
Yeah, just log into the game. Cooper in chat, he just mentioned if you log into the game, they're giving you a one for free.
Oh, is that for anybody? Because I'll take it. I'll take free 50
Yeah,
free cards.
If you purchase the $300 BlizzCon ticket, you get more. That's what they said. But right now, if you didn't purchase anything,
Now that
you
is
get
too
one
funny.
for free.
Before we
What's the return on that? Like, how much does it cost to make a digital item and then sell it for $300?
it costs the cost of employees, but it's at scale, so it's nothing.
Yeah, man.
Digital items is where it's at, money wise. Like,
That's why Hearthstone is the money printing machine. It
yeah.
really is.
So before we get out of here, that's BlizzCon. I'm sure more stuff will drop. Maybe we'll get a surprise.
Yeah, we got 2
Who
more
knows,
days.
that we could talk about next week. But before we get out of here, I do want to talk about. I'm going back through Game Pass. I downloaded Lies of P.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, not jumped into it because
incredibly difficult.
because I jumped into what they call the greatest JRPG of all time, Persona 5. And at this point in my playthrough, I can say that is 100% correct. I've never played
A JRPG.
I have never played a JRPG where
Period.
no,
So it is the best one you've ever played.
I've never played one where they mask. They do a good there's so much happening. It doesn't drag because like when you get into turn-based combat, it can drag, and then I'm I'm trying to avoid characters
Because they suck.
or avoid characters out in the wild or whatever, so I don't have to battle them.
Yeah.
But you also need to battle them so that you level up, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like this push-pull with JRPGs. Persona 5 masks all that. Behind this crazy, fun action story text that's coming up, it's very well done. Very well. Highly recommend. It's on Game Pass if anybody's never jumped into it. I never have. But I get the hype now. I get the hype. Well done.
You'd like, for a game that you can finish relatively quickly, Sea of Stars. Jordan recommended it to me.
Yeah,
Did you play it?
I
Did
actually
you
haven't
play
finished it. Did you finish it?
No, I haven't, but
Oh,
I can tell I'm getting close.
Very good.
But it's,
Everyone says it's on their Game of the
it's
Year list.
same
yeah.
thing. There's no, you're walking through the field, and you
yeah.
go into combat.
No, I love that it keeps you on the map.
Yeah.
But while you're doing the combat in the game, there are abilities that are each ability kind of has a slight mini game.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's like
every ability has a mini game.
it's like Mario RPG was like that I loved as a kid.
And you can, if you're good enough at some of them, I have one shot an entire encounter. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's a really good
We
game. and the
are
stories
there
really
is
good.
so many good games. So many. The problem is Persona 5 I hear is 100 hours long to beat.
I think this is 10 to 15.
Yeah, see that's more my
Yeah.
style.
So you should try it. And it's really good. The story's really pretty
Excited.
good.
I'm also still running through my daily racing, everyone, just so you know. Just
Oh,
talented fingers right here.
yeah. I discovered AFK racing.
Tell everyone about AFK racing.
I realized that you can just have the car drive itself.
Just hit start and let it finish the race.
So here we go. You know how you have to level up your car? Well, now if you
That's why he
go
has
on-
top level cars now.
Yeah. AFK Racing. It's the best. I don't even have to play the game anymore. So all I do is I throw it on the Indy 500 brick, the smaller course, the brick course, and then I do like 120 laps because you make a custom game. Just do 120 laps. It'll take you from 0 to 50, 30, 50. 50 is the highest level, which, by the way, I got the rare achievement.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did that in 2 hours.
Yeah.
While working.
Yeah.
And all I do is I turn on just crank everything on the assists. And it will literally drive itself.
Well, could you just hit start and it would drive? That's only in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It will. I don't have to press the gas. It will try to figure things out. You'll get. I always get like 10th place out of 12 people. So that's where you end up. But
if you actually drive with all those assists on, do you just dominate?
No, you can't control it. I have tried. I have
because remember it would slow me down, and
so I'm
Yeah,
working,
yeah.
and then I'm sitting here stuck behind this slow guy forever, and
like,
it's
that's it, I'm taking over.
And I try to turn, and it pushes me back in the line.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't let you play at all.
Puts you on rails.
Yeah, AFK fishing. I mean AFK racing.
Very nice.
And now I have what's funny, David? It's kind of removed the carrot on the stick for me. I was like, I don't need to play that now.
Oh, knocked that game off the list.
Level up my cards.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to do.
Now I can say that I have put more hours into the game than both of you combined.
No, I'm going through every day. By the way, if you want to get good at manual, race the slower races, because I started out on the faster ones, and now I'm just going through all the different series, and I've hit some of the slower cars, like classic cars and stuff, and I'm like a god.
I've maxed level F1 cars.
Very nice. Very
I don't
nice.
even have to try. I'm just really
Yeah,
that
my
good.
goal though is to get good at that game, and it's just hours, man. That game is just hours and muscle memory, but I'm loving it. Anything before we go, Jordan?
No.
What else? Any other last thoughts, announcements? I think we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah.
No, I think we should all jump into Season of Discovery November 30th because it'll be brand new for literally everybody.
I can't.
I don't understand why it's only to
can't.
level 25.
It doesn't matter. I can't.
But you've been complaining about having an MMO. This is literally one that's starting fresh with new things.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So Season of Discovery.
at
it's
minute 32 of this podcast. Jordan went into this.
Yeah, so it's...
Were you not paying attention?
Probably
again?
not, no. It's classic WoW.
Yeah.
You start at the beginning, 0. You can only go up to level 25. They're not announcing anything because they want everybody to be surprised at the same time. They've only said what there is at level 25. They said there's a new raid. But they're incorporating different things to classes, different content.
I don't know if I can.
I'm excited for it. That'll be fun to play.
I think,
Because it'll be like...
I don't know if I can until it comes to Xbox. I might protest until it comes to Xbox.
That's a long ways away. That's at least 3 expansions away. In my opinion.
Okay, I might jump into that.
Yeah, it's like a fresh
I did
start.
discover that hooking my gaming laptop up to my MacBook Studio was causing me to play, my studio display was causing me to play Baldur's Gate at 25 frames a second. And then when I disconnected and just put that screen on my MacBook screen, I was at 180. Beautiful.
It changes
thing.
everything.
It's a
Frames
beautiful
are
thing.
awesome.
And all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is why they like playing this game.
I can only imagine.
No,
Well-
25 wasn't bad. It just was
In
not
that game,
like-
it's not bad
No,
because
yeah,
all you do
you're
is
not moving.
click.
Yeah, you're not moving. But once I was like, whoa, look how smooth this is. I'm flying through like a camera. It's great. All right, everybody.
Is this it?
Thanks for being around.
Yeah.
We're doing a.
We're doing, yeah, we are. Stick around if you're a member. We've got our members only show where we're going to be arguing again, just
Is this
saying.
another James Bond one.
No, this one is multiplayer versus single player. Which is better? It's a game.
Oh,
It's a style.
I don't think you can...
You got,
that's
you got
like-
an idea?
I think you're
No,
stupid.
you got to pick one. If
We
could-
have to pick
if you
one?
could only pick one to play for the rest of your life.
Well, see, that changes things.
One, no, but you could play multiple
Okay,
games.
we'll get into this after.
Multiple games, but one genre. What's the superior genre? Multiplayer.
Oh, there's
or
only one answer that's right.
Single. It's single. There's only a single
No, it's
answer.
not.
There's only a single
No,
answer
it's
that's
not.
right.
You're going to get bored after a year.
If you want
1 year and you're bored of that
No,
game.
different worlds.
PvP,
No, because it's not one game.
PvP.
It's just one genre.
You're going to enjoy. Every game is different.
PvP sucks.
You suck.
Sucks hard. Come join the
You
member
suck.
show, everybody. We'll see you in 5 minutes.